Boss fights are a crucial part of any Metroidvania's progression. Given the nature of the genre, these bouts are frequently not particularly linear, but winning them frequently reveals how strong the heroes have grown. Hollow Knight is a particularly notable example of this. There is no predetermined order in which you will encounter the enemies because they are dispersed over the entire map. However, it's wise to know which boss to defeat before others, and this guide will assist you in doing just that. The Tower of Love's boss, the Collector, can only be reached through a closed door in the Kingdom's Edge region. The Love Key can be obtained from the Queen's Gardens to unlock the door. The Grub Map, which pinpoints the locations of all the grubs you have yet to find, will be yours after you defeat the Collector. You will have to follow the Collector as he hops around the arena constantly until he leaps into the roof and drops multiple jars full of various foes, such as Benchflies, Boulders, and Aspid Hunters. You must deal with the opponents as quickly as you can because the locations of the jars are telegraphed. Also be on the lookout for his sporadic grab attacks. The second Hornet variant you must contend with is Hornet Sentinel. She can be met just before entering the chamber that opens up to the cast-off shell, which contains the King's Brand. The Abyss, a late-game location essential to the plot, can only be reached by having the King's Brand. With a few minor exceptions, Hornet Sentinel and Hornet Protector are nearly identical in terms of their attacks and behavior. She is now more faster and has added Parry and Spike to her repertoire of abilities. While Spike enables her to call out numerous spike balls that remain in the air, Parry requires her to put up her nail and promptly counter when struck. The final bosses of the second trial in the Colosseum of Fools at the top of Kingdom's Edge, the Trial of the Conqueror, are the Oblobles. You receive Pale Ore, up to 2024 Geo, and the Conqueror achievement for defeating them. The only method of assault used by the Oblobles is floating around the arena and periodically shooting a barrage of infection blobs out of all of their body holes. It is simple to score a few decent hits in before retreating to a corner to heal or avoid the blobs if you simply keep your distance from them. It's a good idea to hit one, then the other, and maintain a constant ratio of hits. When one of them dies, the other will become enraged and begin to shoot forth blobs much more quickly, but these may still be avoided using the same strategy. The entrance to the Dreamer Lurien, the Watcher's Chamber, is manned by the Watcher Knights. When the knight vanquishes the first one, two more will come out and launch simultaneous attacks. There are 6 in all. When the knight is nearby, they only have 2 attacks, swinging their heavy nail, and when the knight is farther away, rolling or bouncing in their direction. Aim to avoid being surrounded by being sandwiched between 2 knights at once. Jump over their strikes to score hits and maintain your distance. Spells are also quite beneficial, especially if you can damage 2 targets simultaneously. Within the confines of Deepnest, Nusk may be found right west of the Hot Springs Chamber, past a wall that can be broken, and after a series of tunnels. Access requires either the Crystal Heart ability or the Monarch Wings ability. A fragment of Pale Ore is awarded for defeating it. Nusk attacks largely by charging at you, leaping up to 3 times across the arena platform, shooting massive blobs of infection in a parabolic arc from both sides of its body, and rising towards the roof to rain down blobs of infection in a line. The blobs can be generally avoided with careful movement, and the charge attack can be mostly avoided by standing on the lower margins of the central platform and jumping. Spells in the Shade Cloak can both be very effective against Nusk. The Chamber of Manamon the Teacher, one of the 3 Dreamers, can only be reached after defeating Uumuu. One of 2 lightning-based attacks is Uumuu's primary method of attack. It can produce a number of minor electrical energy bursts that can be generally avoided by remaining on the lowest platforms and dodging an electrical energy trail that follows you around the arena for 6 seconds. up until Quirrell arrives to help you. Its physique is fully impervious to any kind of harm. Then, hit it as often as you can with your nail, and as many spells as you can cast, but keep some soul handy for healing, in case you unintentionally step into the acid while dodging its blows. A knight that served Hive Queen Vespa, the Hive Knight, engages in combat with you to uphold her honor. You can receive the Hive Blood charm by defeating him. His lunge attack covers more than half the stadium, and he frequently somersaults into the air while leaping. His other attacks include teleporting behind you to slash, letting out a swarm of hibblings from his mouth that continue even while he attacks, and letting out 3 spike balls that shoot stingers all across the arena. The Hive Knight is a very quick opponent who keeps you on your toes for the most of the battle, but with the right timing and charm setup, you can evade most of his attacks. In this battle, the Shade Cloak is also your best ally. The Trial of the Fool's final boss in the Colosseum of Fools is the God Tamer. You can get up to 3024 Geo and the full achievement by defeating them. It should be highlighted that to succeed, all you need to do is kill the beast. The God Tamer can practically be disregarded. Only 2 things the beast can do are roll at you if you are significantly distant from him, and spit a stream of infection blobs at the knight from the opposite side of the arena. The God Tamer's only response to you is to leap into the air and swing her nail at you. Once more, pay most of your attention to the beast. Try to maintain your distance so that as it rolls toward you, you have the option of using Shade Cloak to dash through it or pogo off of it. If it is not too close, clinging to the wall is a good technique to avoid its infection blobs, just not for too long. The last boss in the game's main narrative, the Hollow Knight, may only be encountered after you've eliminated all 3 Dreamers and gone back to the Temple of the Black Egg. Depending on how you do, you'll receive different endings for defeating them. There are 3 distinct phases to the actual combat. They are limited to 3 types of attacks in the first: a parry, a triple slash that can be dodged or leaped over, and a lunge that covers half the arena. The Hollow Knight will begin to assault at 750 health, with rising infection pillars and a torrent of infection blobs. At 400 HP, they will no longer be able to lunge or use the triple slash. Instead, they will launch airborne blobs of infection that will bounce around the arena and stab themselves. Hornet quickly breaks up the fight and gives you the choice of killing the Hollow Knight or using the Dream Nail on them. If the Void Heart is never obtained, she does not emerge at all. The Radiance is Hollow Knight's actual ultimate opponent. Only when Hornet provides you with an opportunity to Dream Nail the Hollow Knight will you be able to combat her. She is the Moth Tribe's chief and a long-standing foe of the Void, the Night, and the other vessels. It is undoubtedly difficult to defeat her, but there are numerous approaches you might take.